from InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
This is Scottish John for Infowars.com. I know that most of you here in this commercial already know about the New World Order, eugenics, and all the other issues covered here at Infowars. The question is, do your friends and family know? If not, then I want to know why. Oh, I know it's tough to talk about this with some people. They might call you names, or they just want to talk about sports or soap operas. I say, so what? There's a battle going on out there right now. The ammunition is information, and the soldiers are you. It's time to transform your game from passive listener to active participant. We from Scotland have had our skin in this game for the greater part of the last 1,000 years, and I'm still fighting. If we don't all stand up right now, we're going to lose everything. The Infowar is worldwide. Tell your friends about Infowars and let them know that Infowars doesn't print bull. It's real journalism and news backed up by documented fact. Step up and take your friends and family to Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv, and PlanetInfowars.com. The truth will set them free.
This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water. For your preparedness storage or your home kitchen, purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
He aligns himself with the truth, and it's time for you to choose a side. You're listening to Alex Jones.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. I'm David Knight here in the studio, and we've got several people who have been holding for quite a while. I want to try to get to everybody, that these four at least. I think we can get to Tom in Dallas, David in Austin, Mark in California, and Richard in Austin. I'll try to get hold of all of you in this segment. Let's go to Tom in Dallas. Tom, you had something about Marines training ISIS?
Yeah, David, if you go on the 24th, and I have 2 points. I have something after this one. If you go to the 24th MU, which is the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, on their website, it's been up for 2 years telling that they've been in Jordan doing it. It's right there on the internet.
Wow.
And the second thing...
Are you in the military? Are you in the military?
I was in the Marine Corps 20 years ago, so I look at these web pages just to see what's going on. 24th MU is out of Lejeune, and then the 31st is out of Okinawa. They're the main ones, but they're composite units.
Okay.
But it's right there. Anyway, number 2, this is something that's very simple, David, and I'm sure it'll be close to your heart. I can't believe anybody else hasn't thought of this up to now. Section 2 of the Constitution is the one that delineates the power of the president and the vice president, et cetera, et cetera. Now, all of these agencies that we have problems with, the IRS, the FBI, the CIA, et cetera, are all under the executive branch. What if we have a constitutional convention to repeal Article 2 of the Constitution, and then just have each one of the governors, when something comes up for what used to be the president's sign, you just have to have 26 governors sign it. That way we eliminate the executive branch, we eliminate the IRS, we eliminate Homeland Security, all of the things that are violating our constitutional rights. I think we need to get a movement to repeal Article 2 of the Constitution.
I agree with you. I think that we have seen our Congress essentially abdicate all of its power over to these different bureaucracies because they now have the power to essentially write laws. They create the bureaucracy, and then they give that bureaucracy the right to create laws, to have a police force, to have a quote-unquote court system where you don't have jury trial, where you don't have the presumption of innocence, but they haul you in, they assess the fine, you're guilty until you prove your innocence to these different agencies, and it is totally out of control. Very good suggestion. Give us that site once more. You said that where we could see them training ISIS again? Because we have a bad connection.
It's the website of the 24th MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit. Just look it up on Google. It'll come up. It has their little seal, and it'll tell everything they've been doing for 2 years. 24th MU out of Lejeune.
All right, great. We've got it up on the site right now. Thank you for the tip. That's Tom in Dallas. Let's go to David in Austin. David, go ahead.
Hey, David, how are you? Hey, I have two things I wanted to hit on real quick. One of them is kind of unrelated to your topic today. There's a guy named Mark Passio. He has a show called What on Earth is Happening. He used to be a high priest in the Church of Satan. He's since left it and renounced it, and he has deep occult knowledge, way deeper than Mark Dice's knowledge of the occult and of secret societies. You guys should definitely have him on the show. His name is Mark Passio. The other thing I wanted to hit on is that here in Austin, we had a big rally against the Israeli government, with all these liberals coming out to protest against the Israeli government. But where are these same people protesting when there's Christians being crucified and beheaded all over Syria and Iraq in the thousands? And it's just barbarous what's happening over there, but nobody is speaking out. Nobody seems quite as disturbed and terrified as they should be outside of a small group of libertarians. It just doesn't seem like the world's taken aback by it in the way that they should be.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, these people, as Alex has pointed out, as we've said here repeatedly, these really are bad guys. They really are crucifying people. They really are killing people. They never use good people to accomplish their globalist objectives. Take a look at what happened in Nicaragua. They took out Panama. They took out Noriega, and then they put in their own guy, okay? And, they took out Torrijos. I'll get with it in a second. They took out Torrijos, then they put in Noriega, and then you hear them talking about strongman Noriega. Now, he was a bad guy, but they love to use these kinds of people so that when they want to remove that guy, they've got a long record of a rap sheet of what they've been doing. And so that's what they do. They do that with individuals. They do that with groups. They use one corrupt group, one group of terrorists to take out these people, and then they go in and declare war on that group, that second group of terrorists, and take them out, telling everybody the truth about them, saying this is a murderous group. They are crucifying people in the streets. Yet, who created this group? Who trained this group? Just as Tom was telling us just before that, they've been training ISIS for a long time. They've been training and posing with pictures of terrorists in Syria for a long time. That was what was going on in Benghazi. They were transferring weapons to these guys. Taking down Gaddafi, they have essentially turned all of Libya into a terrorist training ground. That's what's going on with our foreign policy. And unless people take a step back and look at this and realize what we're doing, we're not going to be helping anyone. It's the American government that is fomenting this chaos and these wars. And we are not necessarily going to help anything by riding in there on a white horse and starting to shoot even more people. We have to take a step back. We have to get our government under control. And we're not going to do that as long as we get scared into every war that comes along. Let's go to Richard in Austin. Richard, go ahead. Richard, are you there?
God dang it.
Go ahead. You're live on air. Hey, Richard? Hey, Richard, are you there? Okay, let's go to Mark in California. Mark.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? You want to talk about the filming the police. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Richard in Austin.
Oh, Richard. Okay, go ahead. You want to talk about rank and file military, you say. Go ahead, Richard.
Right, because you guys have done all you can do, really, to alert the world of what's going on. We all know what the backgrounds of the Dick Cheneys and Obamas are. We know their entire objective is to bring us all to our knees. But at the end of the day, sir, if we don't start demanding that all our troops who have decided to come home and commit suicide in front of their wife and kids, if we don't demand that they start standing up against the chain of command that put them to do all these things that they've been doing overseas, if we Now, you guys do a good job of doing it, but the other callers have to do it. Their family members got to do it. It's got to be a movement like the same one they had with the bonus army back in 1917 or wherever it was.
Yes.
Folks have to start standing up and stop acting like children. I understand they're hurt. They're really hurt. You know, they're broke because they realize what they've been doing, like Pat Tillman discovered, was really inhuman stuff. But
but there's a way to redeem that, isn't there? And you know, we just had the anniversary of the Valkyrie plot to try to assassinate Hitler. That was back in July 20th. And when they reported on that in the news, they pointed out that now the German government uses that as an example to teach the German people that when you have a leader that gives you illegal orders, that gives you immoral orders, that tells you to do the wrong thing, you have a duty and an obligation to oppose that. Just as all of the American people have a duty and an obligation to oppose tyranny, to oppose a government that is breaking the law, that is violating people's rights, that is murdering people. That's what the Declaration of Independence was about. It lays that out. It's got 4 that clauses in it. It says, you know, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that governments are created to establish those rights, and that when government violates those rights, we have a duty and a right to alter or abolish that government. We have to look at our government and not fall into this Romans 13 mentality that, hey, if it's the government, we need to trust it, that it will always do the right thing, or that it's established by God if you're a Christian. I find it very encouraging to see that now only 13% of the people trust the government to always do the right thing. We should never be that naive about any institution. We should always be reforming these institutions, because whenever you've got a lot of power, you are going to draw people to that power. You're going to draw a lot of the wrong people to that power. Just as if you had a big stash of money, you're going to draw thieves to that stash of money. Well, when you put a lot of power in Washington, you're going to draw the wrong kinds of people who are enticed and seduced by that power, who will do anything to get to that power. We have to watch them like hawks, and that means all of us, not just the people who are in government, but especially the people in government. And if we cannot reform ourselves, if we've got a Congress who won't impeach judges who rape women, if we've got a Congress that won't impeach a president who drone strikes American citizens abroad without due process, who violates the laws, who spies on American citizens. That was one of the articles of impeachment against Richard Nixon, that he used the CIA and other intelligence agencies to spy on his own citizens. That was nothing compared to what's going on with the NSA today. We have to be able to reform that. We have to step up and say we're not going to take it any longer. And I agree with you, but it's not just the people in government. It's the people outside of the government who have to get involved in this, who have to care enough to purge this corruption out of our government. Well, that's it for today. We're going to be back tomorrow at 11. Actually, Alex Jones will be here live in studio, 11 Central. Join us then.
I'm David Hall, founder of Diamond Gusset, where we are proud of our 100% grown and sewn American-made jeans. Whether you're out for dinner, working on the farm, or on the road, Diamond Gusset Jeans offers a full spectrum of style and sizes for any occasion. Our loyal customers enable us to continue sponsoring Liberty Media outlets. Use promo code FREEDOM to receive a 15% discount at gusset.com. In Liberty, David Hall, Diamond Gusset Jean Company.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield, true nascent iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox special at InfoWarsLife.com.